Hello and welcome back to Rue Valley, to, I believe, the finale of this campaign. Things have been moving at a clip and pace. We have been montaging like crazy lately. We're on loop number, I can actually tell us, 55? And we've just recently basically gotten over depression, I think. We kind of gotten over this void that life is meaningless and that there's nothing we can do. We can't ever break the loop. And now we need to just walk. So that is precisely what we're going to do to try and break the cycle of doubt this morning. Let's go for a walk. Our character has like given up on trying to get out of the loop. Now he's just trying to find meaning in life. It's almost like some kind of metaphor. All right, you know how this walking thing works, or at the very least you knew. One foot in front of the other, muscles tight, again and again. It'll be all right. I'm trying to stay optimistic here. You never know, maybe something profound and life-changing will happen on this walk through the desert. Just waiting for like Frank to drive by us. Considering Owlcat dev to only CRPGs, I'm amazed they decided to have this as their first published game. I don't know if it's their first. Actually, I think it is their first. Yeah, it's along the lines of a CRPG. I would argue that. You know, we don't have a lot of like different stat points and stuff, but technically we have some. So I think they just saw a game and they said this is really good. It wants support. So. Your muscles are already burning with the effort. Seems that lethargy kills more than just the mind. Wipe the sweat from your brow and trudge forward. At least the sun is starting to set, so you'll be spared from the warmth of its life-giving rays. You know, I never thought about the fact this guy is wearing a hoodie in the desert. Which I guess maybe gets cold at night. I gotta be honest, I've never been in a desert. I'm from Canada. We only got snow. Reject the call. There's no way you can multitask now. Setting one foot in front of the other requires every crumb of effort that remains. Especially since there's less and less light and more clouds, and you're going to have to shamble alone in the darkness. Oh, dude, are we going to straight up just walk this whole loop? I think we are. I love that. Deserts are famous for nighttime chills. I have heard that. Hope they drop the soundtrack on Spotify. It's got some great tunes. I can certainly ask the team about it. The first drops of rain remind you that the storm is starting to deliver its downpour of rain. Even the heavens need to piss on me. You'll have to endure. I mean, I guess that's one of the nice things is he always dries off by the time the loop is done. Yeah, we are just straight up walking the whole loop. Crack a boom. It's pretty good. I'm starting to just know it by rote at this point. Lightning splits the night sky apart, and a heartbeat later the thunder roars. Keep on walking. 9 more minutes to endure this drudgery. Yes, why not enjoy the rain a little? Honestly, this hoodie looks really nice. That hood is huge. Far to the north, roaring foreshadows the explosion of colors that will tint the sky. The end is nigh. Boom. Whoosh. I did it. That's what matters. Trying is half the battle, and the result was far from your worst loop. I don't know, like, was our worst loop the one where we got shot, or was our worst loop the one where we had that, like, brutal car crash?
Still with me, Mr. Hollow?
Oh, we're still Mr. Hollow. That's good to know. Deserts dry, always been dry, lack of vegetation. Also, does temperature regulation. Keeps the soil solid. Yep. Seriously low temps at night. 105 during the day. Near freezing at night. Whoa. Why is it raining in the desert? Maybe it's not rain. Maybe it's weird space toxic sludge. New loop. New opportunity. You ready to live? Oh, now this is interesting. I have two options. Our session made me realize something about myself. Let it run me by you real quick. I've realized I've got a problem with self-doubt. His face grows serious and his eyes lock onto you. Thank you for your openness, Mr. Harrow. That's a huge step, especially so early right after our first session. How exactly does this problem show up in your life? I don't even try to do the things I want. I just assume I'll fail. That's when we're trying to work on a problem such as this. The first step is admitting to ourselves that lack of action is a hindrance, not a benefit. So tell me, what benefit has this inactivity brought you up until this moment you realized it's not helping you anymore? Felt like it was having a shield, something that kept me safe from the pain of failing. Let's try to put this into a sequence, shall we? First, you feel self-doubt, which is natural. We all feel it sometimes, especially when we're facing something that asks for our involvement with an uncertain outcome. Then, right after, comes a wave of pessimism. It acts like a guard dog, warning you about possible disappointment and shame if you fail. Notice how this protection is aimed entirely at avoiding the possibility of being wrong, not at allowing for the possibility that things might actually turn out right. This has to be a product of my life experience. We all go through the bad, even ugly times in our lives, Mr. Harrow, especially as we grow up and discover more and more of the world's dark corners. But holding on to an idea that things can turn out all right isn't delusional, nor a coping mechanism. It's a vital part of hope. And life without hope is, quite frankly, miserable. He nods as if acknowledging his own words before continuing. Back to your sequence. Pessimism leads to inactivity. You avoid exposing yourself, avoiding the risk of failure, and in doing so, you keep your inner balance intact. But you stay stuck in the same time and place. It gets worse. Every time you don't try and thus don't fail, you conclude it was the right thing to do. If you keep reinforcing your self-doubt instead of weakening it, this makes any future attempts seem even less appealing. You've already taken the first step, which is great, even though there's a lot of work awaiting you before the outlook truly changes. The first step is most often the difficult one. From here on, it'll get easier, slowly but steadily. Trust me. I'd like to have your optimism, Dr. Fink. A smile appears on his face, a rare crack in the otherwise deadly serious professional facade. And I'll gladly offer you all the support I can to help that optimism grow in the sessions ahead. Judging by what you've said already, I'd say that seed is there. We just got another willpower point. Well, that was insightful, but the rest of the loop still awaits. What will it be this time? Summon the will to live. One loop at a time. Every time you find yourself back in Dr. Fink's office, you get to make a decision. Either collect all your strength and give yourself reason to live through the next 47 minutes, or take the pill. Void of resignation lost. Is this the way normal people live? Not by relying on the loudest thunderclap to get you going, but by warming yourself using a matchstick until it burns out a moment later and leaves you in the cold. Not by waiting for an emotion spark to inspire you and just riding it out for a while. It's all I had for so long. And it worked long past its time, but that's now over. It's come down to your own willpower to push the boulder up the hill. One more day, one more hour, one more minute. You're reusing the same tired resolve over and over again. It's not exciting. It's not sexy. It's not the beautiful, terrifying roller coaster through the sky-high mania and the darkest pits of despair that we're used to. This is quieter, duller, but it's the only renewable fuel for the journey through the confines you're trapped in. Now what? You just keep pushing up the hill forever.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, but I have to go.
Mr. Harrow, please.
Spit it out already.
Take a walk through the cemetery. Sounds like a wild idea. Spend this loop walking through the cemetery, but why not? Why not? The loop walker. Chris Lauren, hello, good morning. Antarctica's a desert. I'm pretty sure it still gets cold. Does Antarctica count as a desert? I thought it was Arctic. Tundra. And we can wrap up the cycle of doubt here. Fear of inadequacy. Dr. Fink made you see the blueprint of your own cage, a preemptive retreat. You predict failure and let the phantom destroy real chances. Okay.
I'll break you open if I have to.
I guess we'll take the car. It's neat that we're going from these like temporary inspirations to this permanent sense of willpower. This game is really well written. Even the design mechanics are smart, clever. Oh, where do we want to go here? Anywhere? This way, maybe, I guess? Amid the silent rows of stones, your feet wander at the whims of winding paths. Gravel whispers beneath your shoes, a fragile sense of rhythm in the vast, muted expanse of marble, granite, and memories. Why am I even here? Who just wanders a graveyard? Perhaps walking here isn't about remembering or forgetting. Maybe it's just to feel small for a while. Hi, Percy. Hi, Percy. I like how there's always two options, even though like one is, I don't think there's any way to ever select the other option, right? Is this game just an attempt to give the youth of today therapy, calling it a game? I mean, yeah, there's some really good therapeutic lessons in here, so. Realistic on the slightly pessimistic side. Temper my expectations not to invite disappointment. I mean, I try to stay optimistic all the time. It's something that I've had to work on a lot, but I think optimism is important, especially in this day and age. Apathy is dead. Worse even, a rotting corpse serves the soil and has the worms for an entourage. Death is an end. Apathy is a void. Antarctica is a desert because it receives very little rainfall per year. Oh, okay. Expecting too much means more disappointments to be had. I mean, that's like the concept, one of the core concepts of Zen Buddhism is you're not meant to ever want anything, because if you want things and you don't get them, it leads to disappointment. And it's a weird, complicated thing. I practiced Buddhism for a very large chunk of my life, and still kind of do to some degree. And I found that the idea of not wanting anything to separate yourself from that disappointment is a valuable tool, but I also found personally its flip side meant that, like, if you don't ever want anything, it felt like you didn't ever really live. You just kind of became a bit of a robot. There's a balance, I think, in all things that needs to be struck, so try to stay pessimistic, expect the worst at all times. That way everything is a positive in life. Hey, as long as you can see the positive when it happens, right? The rain drapes the scene in silvered stillness, makes every stone gleam, every shadow tremble, and every step feel like a careful echo. For a moment, it feels like something out of a romantic poem, soft and reflective, but a jagged flash across the sky hints that the turn towards Victorian horror isn't far off. A stone angel tilts its head as if watching, poised to say something, though you figure it's too polite to interrupt your stroll. There's always value in walking. The rain thickens, the cemetery darkens, and still you walk. You're not moving toward anything, not closure, not insight, not even shelter, just forward. And that unbroken line is starting to feel tolerable. Trained into expectations, yeah, but none of them help anybody. They become complicated. Expect a little, appreciate the good that is there. There you go. That's one definite good view to take. Lightning cleaves the sky clean, and limping thunder follows, sending shivers through the gravestones. I like that this game isn't afraid of reflective silence. Unlike me, a streamer who can't shut up for more than like 30 seconds. 5 seconds. In an instant, the misty night sky cracks like an eggshell, the blinding yoke of light flooding through. A different sensation starts hatching within you, however. Your leash may be short, but at the very least, you still get to pick the tree to tie it to. Are you still with us, Mr. Harrow?
Still with me, Mr. Hollow?
Oh, we're still Mr. Hollow. New loop, new opportunity, new ready to live. One loop at a time.
Mr. Harrow, can you hear me? Mr. Harrow, please.
Get up, leave the office. Pleasure Drive South. Yeah, sure, why not?
Give me my coffee, you jerk.
Let's go for a drive. We're just cruising today. Going for walks, going for drives, clearing our head, spending time with our thoughts. There is an interesting concept here in that, like, we've spent the whole game focusing on doing these tasks, and now we're finally, like, stopping and being like, okay, let's look inwards. Every car glides down the familiar road, every bump, every curve known to you. You pass by Max Gas. Maxine's inside, as always. The sun setting. It'll be dark soon. Time with yourself, 47 minutes at a time, right? Grasping onto the good that lies within, holding onto it tightly as you work your way out of the spiral, yeah. The graveyard slides on by your right. We keep driving. Driest place on Earth is Antarctica. Hasn't rained there in 2 million years. Wow, that's quite a while. I guess probably like polar vortexes are keeping things out. Percy, no doubt, but I want to focus on driving. Paul, good morning. Good show, very interesting. Congrats to the devs. I'm glad you're enjoying it, dude. Look at the words. Are we getting a word stream? Who knows? At last, the sun dips below the horizon. Clouds gather like a flock of sheep drifting in the pen of twilight. There's going to be rain soon. Doesn't matter. There's nowhere to rush. Just keep driving a little more focused. That's enough. It's funny that our guy never actually drives in the correct lane. Like, he's either driving in the middle of the road or often swerving into the opposite lane. But I guess, you know, man, when you're driving in the middle of the desert and you can see for miles, why not drive in the middle of the road? The rain begins. First scattered drops, then a gathering horde until the shower thickens and the windshield becomes its canvas. It's like driving through a never-ending car wash. I never noticed how short this driving loop music actually is. It jolts you, only faintly. You can almost predict the second it arrives by now. In the rearview mirror, the sky begins to turn red and yellow. It's almost time. Strange. You realize you've never done this before. You're always moving towards something, always with a goal in mind. Never simply going nowhere. I guess nowhere turns to somewhere eventually. Maybe. Or maybe nowhere is exactly where you've always been heading. Why the lights on the car if he's never met anyone on this
Still with
road?
me, Mr. Hollow?
I mean, maybe they're like those automatic lights that just come on at dusk, right? BRB, gotta live. One loop at a time,
Harold,
baby.
Can you hear me?
Every evening, nature's sublime drama unfolds across the sky. For the best view, Kalimer's spot at the private lodge. The railing on River Rue at the roadblock, and don't miss the opening act.
Mr. Harold, please.
The sunset.
Spit it out already.
Roadblock.
Come on. You
There is a really nice view at the roadblock. Whoops. I guess we can look out this way. You arrived a touch early. An elegant decision. Wait for the show to begin. The hell of a valley. Good old looking at all the things you do in life as you do them repetitively and look for new meaning behind it all. Welcome to perspective when you actually find it, right? Car song is funky. It's got some deep funk. The sun begins its majestic descent, closing the day's act with dignity before slipping into a hard-earned sleep. Nothing wrong with rewatching your favorite show. What? Is this the ending everybody complained about? Oh, no, there we go. Yeah, okay. Crack, we fall down. Item lost, phone. Item gained, Frank's phone. Now that's confusing. Frank's phone is in the house at the motel. Phone ringing. Oh, 8:15. That's Percy. But hey, there's space junk down here that we haven't seen before. Is falling off the cliff what happens to Frank as well? You're breathing. Oh, that's a start. Curious. Ron, hello? Welcome in, dudes. Howdy, howdy, howdy. We're rocking a little Rue Valley. We're actually pretty close to the end of it right now. We just got a fake out in final credits, so. Oh, you were playing the rest for the Wicked. How was it, dude? Curious about that one. Pain coursing through our whole body. It's not like the pain of dying, but it hurts like we've been squished by a hydraulic press. Can we move? Ooh, let's jump back on our feet recklessly. Welcome to Time Traveling Disco Elysium, except about therapy. It's amazing. Quite surprised by how great it is. Awesome, dude. Okay, I'm definitely going to have to check it out then. I'd highly recommend this if you've never had a chance to try it. It's very cool. Very beautiful game. You fool, you fool! Why risk the return of pain? You don't want that ever again. Looks like your idiot armor saved you, though. You somehow fell from a cliff. Nothing is broken somehow. But your body hurts like you've been tenderized for deep frying. But you are whole. Fresh bruises and skin-deep nicks. Doesn't seem to be any permanent damage, but pain pulses through you with every breath. That sunset landslide was worth it, though. Mostly bearable. Been streaming 17 hours, if that's a clue? Okay, that is a great clue, yeah. Got the key for this, but haven't had a chance to check it out. Yeah. Definitely don't spoil yourself on it then, because it's a beautiful, beautiful game. So sleep well, my dude. Rest easy. Happy Friday. Enjoy your weekend. As the shock passes, a realization slowly dawns on you. You were so certain that you'd explored every millimeter of Rue Valley reachability within the loop. Well, you were wrong. A mark of progress comes with the logo, too. Dude, if I run into Frank down here... Is that a book? Looks like the line between healthy plants and those high on sludge. It's hard to imagine anyone, let alone a child, coming near this water to launch a paper boat. And yet, there it is. A small testament to bravery or foolishness, drifting into the unknown. This is Frank's truck. Oh my God. You'd recognize this pickup anytime, anywhere, even if it was lined up with a million other trucks. It's Frank's. Still, in addition to the obvious fall damage, it's not exactly the way you remember it. The river has deposited so much silt, glistening with oily rainbows, that the winds have blown in so much sand as if the car has been here for a week at least. Let's see if the rear stoplight's still broken. It is, but so is literally everything else. It doesn't mean jack. If Frank's phone is not affected by the loop, maybe the car is the same. That would explain the accumulated dirt. Observing it as a whole, it's wrecked like a giant child to try to decide to vent their tantrum on it. Move the large branch and enter the truck. The pickup's cabin is a mixture of wind-blown dirt and years of owner's negligence. Ashtrays chock full, so much so that Frank started killing cigarette butts in the cup holders. A whole bunch of sprays, half-used duct tape rolls, and tools litter the place. Things you don't even know the names of, let alone their purpose. Look at the bobblehead on the dash. In this dim light, you need to squint your eyes to focus on the figurine, a person wearing one of those Coral Destiny spacesuits. There's a small plaque at the bottom, First Commander Judith Resnick. Can't decide if this is creepy or cute. Why not both? In the sun visor, we see an unexpected photograph falling into our lap. Frank and Riley hugging in front of the Rue Valley Motel. You barely recognize them. It's like you peered into an alternative reality. Under the seat, crumpled soft packages of Desperado Gold cigarettes, and in the glove compartment, only one heavy-duty work glove covered in oil and grease, but behind that, a purple business card with gold-colored letters etched into it. Madame Lorraine's Infinite Seance, every Sunday from 8 to 9, only on Bell Radio. The other side says Esoteric Dream Analysis and Fate Divination, with a phone number. Seems like Dr. Fink is not the only one with dream interpretation superpowers. Well, some healthy competition is always recommended. Perhaps I could give her a call? There'll be plenty of time for that later. Memorize that number and continue rummaging. It's a one-time opportunity. All of a sudden, the sky ambushes you. Streaks of amber and red start to twirl, and you know it's time for the reset. Your hopes of finding anything useful are crushed like a brainless bug under a headless heel. Oh well. But wait, what the hell is that? Frank's corpse. And to think you'd looked everywhere for it, only to find it here by pure chance. And for it to be snatched away by the loop, first a slap, then a spit on the face. How the hell do you plan on getting down here again without risking death? I mean, I feel like in 47 minutes, there's got to be a way down to this river. Don't you juke me out with another fake credit. The loop didn't end. The loop... Oh, sweet Jesus. The loop ended. The loop reset. Oh, we're down here. I have so many questions. This is nuts. What the What just happened? Some sites are not meant for human eyes, and that was one of them. It's like the whole world was just a recording, and then it was rewound back to the beginning. Frank's pickup resets the loop, same as his phone? Resists the loop. But yes, you were not prepared for the consequences of that. You could try and wrap your mind around this all you want, but it'll only shatter your brain. It's best not to think about it too much. Cross the Rubicon. No turning back now. One thing is certain. You've unwittingly given yourself a fresh start. Maybe even a chance to get out of this prison. Just when I finally accepted that I'd stay here forever. Well, no, I have to try. Intention updated. You're in a time loop. Oh my god. Oh, that is something I did not expect. You're now starting your loops from Frank's pickup truck instead of from Dr. Fink's office in the motel. That means you can arrive at the same locations much earlier than was previously possible. It might be worth visiting them as early as you can. Perhaps there's a completely new location to the north that you couldn't have reached in time from the motel. You just need to get in your fancy sports car and investigate. Yes, the guy at the tunnel, obviously. This loop, you've chosen something else. That was a loop well spent. Okay, first things first, can we go see Frank? Like, our man is dead over here. Once Frank's physical body, now an empty husk, rots or beaks got the eyes, and the stare turned towards the heaven is vacant. Instead of bloating, his skin is dried up and shriveled, giving Frank a perpetual grin of nicotine-stained teeth. There's no stench of death or decay. Maybe it's the overwhelming odor of mixed metals and acid coming from the river, the reason for Frank's desiccation. Is it really worth dying for Judy's message, Frank? Why didn't you ask yourself? You almost died chasing the same thing. It's not like you can really ask Frank. Are you just going to leave him rotting away like this? Even if I did, the loop would probably just vomit the corpse straight out. A decent hypothesis, seeing how Frank's body is rotting away, though you can't really be sure exactly what would happen. There's so many reasons against burying Frank, and only one for, but maybe, with just a short speech, something would commemorate Frank's life and death? That I could do. You know how it goes. We're gathered here today to say farewell to this man whose journeys through death. Are you speaking about him or yourself? What comes next? You did write several articles about structuring a eulogy, along with examples. Ah, yes. Here lies Frank Anderson. A brother, an adopted son, a worker, a friend, a partner. How all those boxes seem empty and hollow when you line them up like that. Next on the list, the deceased will be remembered for... the signal that both of us are chasing. It's sad his life will be remembered only by the signal chase, but it did become all of his life in the end. And in the end, you might want to add... Goodbye, Frank. That was not a very good eulogy. A plant's remains stand upright as if defying the obvious. This river isn't just lifeless, it kills life. Tried to survive against the odds, though. And this is the result, a moment of instinct to have unfortunate fact that plants don't have legs. Yet. No spaceflight expert, but this looks like a piece of a rocket. Whether the launch was a success or not, you can't say. Maybe it was just a test? An expensive firework, you might say. The water didn't kill it, it surely destroyed its form. You can't say if this is an animal or something else. Well, I kind of want to explore everything down here. No wonder everyone drinks from bottles. No amounts of recycling is going to fix this. Bleached blood, bleached white. Bleeds components. Empty desert to the K Ranch. Cognitive snap. You can see the Kuiper belt bar from here. You could walk there. Let's head north. I mean, part of me is also like, we're at Kuiper Belt before anything else. Like, oh, she's still outside on the phone, though. I wonder if there's like more we could learn from that, but you know, I'm just gonna pop into the bar to see if anything's different. No. Every second counts. We're at the race car a lot earlier. Yeah, so we should be able to get to the tunnel where there was somebody standing outside the tunnel. But every time we drove there, the rocket would explode just before we reached it. Why not?
Hello, sir. Am I speaking with Eugene Harrow? My name is Percy. But of course, Mr.
Yeah, okay. I like that it's like, even though nothing is new, Percy still calls you every day. You're in a time loop. Yes, sir. There is someone here. Crutches. Oh, that's Ben. Coral Destiny. Strange heap of discarded things. Rusted minting gear, twisted and broken. Looks like two eras colliding. Apex Ore and Coral Destiny. Legacies dumped together in one heap. Future archaeologist is going to have a field day here. Oh my god, I only have 1 minute to talk to Ben. Doesn't take you long to connect the image to the voice you heard over the phone. That's Ben. Just leave him be. Okay. Plaque looks professionally crafted, made from costly materials, silver and gold, or at least it looks like silver and gold. October 3rd, 1984, the day we struck gold. The Apex Ore Incorporated. Apex Ore is gone, gold's gone, but the plaque remains. Wasn't worth taking with them, so much for the importance of the historic date. Walter! The long, dark tunnel ends with an unexpected pool of weak light and a man standing in it, turning his head left-right in confusion or fear. Hello? Your voice ricochets through the dark. The figure jolts and turns towards you.
Miner, you're not supposed to be here. Leave now.
As your eyes adjust, the outline settles into detail. An old man, truly old, sparse gray hair, still brittle like an antenna over his face scored by years. Looks like the Walter you saw in the K family tree. Much older, unkempt, but unmistakably him. Walter, I know how you leave the house through the secret passage. Suspicion sharpens his watery gaze. He shakes his head and looks to you. Toe crown.
I know you. Were you part of the 4 Children movement? Too many people, I couldn't remember them all. Nah, that's not it. Working with my grandpops then. Nah, you're too young. Never mind. Don't know what you're talking about.
He seems safe enough, but a feeling gnaws at you. Something isn't right here. Walter, what are you doing here? He half turns as if your question finally catches up with him.
First, you tell me. You support Bill Thatcher?
No.
That's a good boy. You might be an outsider, but your heart's in the right place. Apex Ore props him up, and there's nothing I could do. Except, I'm not without teeth.
Bill Thatcher was the guy who ran against him for mayor and kind of cheated. A lesson?
Yeah, proper lesson. Like at school when the teacher beats you blue for acting out.
The thread of thought slips from his grip. He drifts into a low mumble, lost not just in place, but in time. He's alive, and someone swore he'd wandered back home sooner or later. Still, he isn't well. You can't just leave him here like this. Walter, go home.
Home. Yeah, home. Maxine's there. She's worried. I just need to make sure everything's in order.
I just realized we can also get to the K family ranch way earlier now, too. If I could only get the password off of him, we might be able to hear more of the signal. Or something else. He's oblivious to your attempts to steer him. At least the loop keeps him safe. Boom. Boom, whoosh, broom. Ooh, the scent of pines and late autumn evening fills your nostrils. You're sitting in an old rocking chair and a light fluffy blanket's covering your knees. There's nothing to worry about. You're safe and content. We enjoy the calm. Mirroring your mood, the world keeps quiet, save for the occasional sound of crackling wood coming from the cozy fireplace in the opposite corner of the cabin. The almost inaudible sounds of tiny cogs inside a cuckoo clock hanging on the wall in front of you. We stare at the fireplace. Your eyes lock onto it, but you can't help but lose yourself in the hypnotic play of the flames. The gentle crackling and soothing warmth fill the room with a sense of serenity. The cuckoo clock is an old and ornate piece of machinery, its sturdy body hiding both the mechanism and the cuckoo, patiently waiting to come out once the full hour strikes. The minute hand, shaped to resemble a long, sharp needle, greatly contributing to the clock's elegance and the impression of precision. But the hour hand is missing completely, making it look less like a clock and more like a strange measuring instrument. But it is a clock, isn't it? Looks like it. The numbers are omitted and the familiar marks represent minutes are there, diligently carved into the wood, one by one. But there's something uncanny about them. They look as if they're too far apart from one another, as if there's not enough of them. We go closer and count them. You get up from the rocking chair, the fluffy blanket falling to the floor, discarded and forgotten, and try to steady your trembling hand as you count the markings by touching each one until you make a full circle with your finger. There seems to be 47 or maybe 48, you're not sure. You forgot if you started counting from where 12 should be or the marking next to it. It's 47, obviously. As you ponder the enigma, suddenly the clock's door opens and a tiny figure emerges. Instead of a traditional cuckoo, it's a meticulously crafted miniature worker clad in faded blue overalls and an itsy-bitsy red cap atop its head, shiny black boots tapping rhythmically. With unwavering dedication, the tiny figure pounds on a minuscule anvil with its hammer, mirroring the clock's ticking with eerie precision. The sound is barely audible, but it echoes in your ears, each strike of the hammer resonating with the burdensome weight of time itself, until the small worker's shift ends and he disappears again inside the hollow body of the strange cuckoo clock. All right, let's manually rotate the clock hand until it makes a full circle. We are reckless. You try to move the needle, but to your bewilderment, it remains motionless, refusing to budge. Worried you might break it if you try any harder, you keep applying the same steady pressure, figuring perhaps at least you can help move it a bit faster that way. But minutes pass, and slowly do you realize that not only does your pressure fail to accelerate it, but the needle hasn't moved at all. Strange. As your thoughts begin to water, the magnetic dance of the flames inside the fire pit attracts your gaze once again for a few seconds. Soon as you glance towards the clock again, you realize the needle has come alive in the meantime, moving at a speed that defies all logic, managing to make a full circle in what feels like mere moments. The worker springs out of the clock once again, and a profound sense of urgency washes over you. You want to look away, but you fear that if you take your eyes off the clock, the minutes will become magically slipping through your fingers once more, just out of reach. The clockwork. You retreated to a cabin for peace, only to be held captive by a relentless ticking mechanism of a strange clock. Guess we're gonna have to talk to the doc about it. But we're not waking up in the doctor's office anymore. You're here again? I thought I would reset here only if I'm in the car when the loop ends. It makes perfect sense when you think about it. The loop doesn't reset, it rewinds. You saw it with your own eyes. So that means I'm never going to reset at Dr. Fink's office again? You got your wish, didn't you? Sigh. Getting attached? Doesn't seem like you. We move the branch and get out of the car. Right, we're late for the appointment now. Actually, we disappear at the end of the appointment. Probably directly in front of the doctor's eyes, which, you know, he's probably going to have some questions about. Like we would have been sitting directly across from him and then just vanished in the same way Frank vanished off the cameras. I wonder, like, can we tell Maxine we know where Walter is? Let's head back to the old mine. There's a few other things here I wanted to check out, so. I guess we don't ever have to worry about giving Frank's phone back to him either now. I think we got here a little faster this time. Overly designed intercom looks like it was ripped out of the spaceship's command deck. This can only mean one thing, Coral Destiny.
Yes?
Press the touchscreen. Ooh, who are you? The video feed switches to the face of a seemingly young woman. You feel a prickling sensation at the back of your skull. Can we continue this in person? I don't want to talk to a screen.
No one wants to talk to a screen. Ever. That's not exactly in accordance with Coral Destiny's security protocols. But I don't see why not. Screw Coral Destiny's protocols.
Wow. Rue Valley was playing hard to get, but we got everywhere. This is the only place we haven't found, so we've now officially seen every map. Cool. Who are you?
Hiya! So sorry about that sterilization procedure, but it's necessary in a facility of this type.
If I go to the doctor, sit on the couch, will it reset the spawn point? It's a great question.
And don't you worry about the chemicals. They are all organic in origin.
Oh, I've sprayed myself with much worse than that.
Then it was just a pleasant experience. Are you from the Overshoot Forum, perhaps? It's not every day that someone from there comes to talk in person, but I've never seen you in Rue Valley, so you can't be a local.
Eugene Harrow, extend your hand. She takes your hand and her skin is soft and warm against
Welcome,
yours.
Eugene. I'm Dana Peters.
Here we go.
So, what can I do for you?
Plants around here look strange.
Understandable. Many of the species here are my handiwork, created with cross-hybridization and gene manipulation. This facility is my laboratory, testing grounds to discern what will work, what could work, and what will be a disaster. And since Martian conditions are impossible, the plants must be impossible too.
Why was the sterilization process necessary?
You're among the rare few who have asked me that question. People usually accept it as a necessary protocol without trying to delve deeper.
She really has Robin's energy about
As
her.
I've said, most of the species here are my own hybrid creations, which means they're vulnerable to all pathogens. So, without immunity of their own, I have to provide it for them.
What about accidents? People make mistakes, you know?
Simple. Contingency protocols. One of them you have already suffered through, the sterilization process.
So what is this place exactly?
Officially, Coral Destiny Research Facility number 8, but everyone knows it as the hydroponics farm, or just the farm.
How do you water all these plants? Rue Valley's water is so polluted, it's like it's drawn from the bowels of hell.
An observant question. At first, fresh water was transported from outside of the valley. The same will be required on Mars. Large quantities of water will be delivered via cargo ships. Since water recycling and purification is necessary for the future colony, a section of my research was dedicated to just that. It's a long and complex story. But in a nutshell, the state of the Rue Valley aquifer is horrendous. It's been polluted with heavy metals, mining runoff, and ore processing chemicals. But with various methods, including introduction of certain bacteria and microbe strains, I've managed to purify small quantities of water, then enrich it with nutrients and minerals.
You're saying you already have a solution for black water? This is the kind of thing that the dumper is going to want to know about.
I have, yes. But it's only applicable to small quantities. To scale it for the whole aquifer would require billions, maybe more. All that money would be better spent elsewhere.
Why water? Mars has plenty of soil.
Most of which is completely ill-suited to growing plants. It contains no organic matter, lacks essential nutrients such as nitrogen, and critically, it's full of toxic percolates. Yes, we could purify and enrich Martian soil, but it would be a lengthy and costly process. Water is much easier to manipulate.
Yeah, it makes sense. Isn't Coral Destiny a space exploration company? What does all this greenery have to do with rockets in space?
You are right, but up to a point. Rockets and space are only a means to an end. Coral Destiny's real aim is to establish a self-sufficient colony on Mars. Such autarky is impossible without food and medicine. That's my job. And this facility and all these plants, my life's work.
Autarky. Another term for autocracy. Huh. Okay. So you're the boss here?
Now I am. Of course, it took me quite some time to iron out all the disagreements with my CEO, then persuade her I don't need her ideas, let alone her hands-on management.
What was the disagreement about?
It's still there. We just opt not to discuss it anymore. Isabel wants self-sufficiency as soon as possible, so the colony can become profitable quickly. I understand that. Establishing a base on Mars costs unthinkable amounts of money, and Coral Destiny is just a corporation. It must hunt for profit. But it's all foolishness, if you ask me. That colony must become a seed vault for our species, and you need long-term planning for that.
So what was the forum you mentioned? Reboot?
Overshoot is an online gathering place for people that believe time is running out for our species, our civilizations, and our planet. It was a great community, but it recently turned sour. It's an echo chamber now, a place for whining, grasping at straws, and passing around copium.
Wow. It's not often you hear copium used in like regular everyday conversation outside of Twitch. It's the ultimate destiny of any place on the internet.
Unfortunately, yes. This forum just evolved into it much more quickly because of the subject matter it deals with, which pushes a lot of people straight into the jaws of depression. I stopped being an active member a long time ago, but I'm one of the founders, and people still find me, sometimes even in person.
Cool, that's it, I guess.
Welcome. It's always a pleasure to talk to a member of our pre-extinct species. I have some work to do now. Feel free to explore the lab, just don't touch the plants.
All right, well, we got like 2 minutes. Let's go touch the plants. It looks plain and fancy at the same time. Workstations full of stuff. Touch the plants. Touch the plants. Stacked in tidy ranks, they exist without a care in the world. Numbers and charts, useful only if you know how to read them. Closed until the launch is complete. Oh, the road is closed. Ben's car reminds you of your old one. It's kind of interesting. Like, Ben is out here, and this is where, like, 8:30 onwards, we're able to talk to Ben, but he seems like he's really, like, high on drugs of some sort. Or, like, you know, it's hard to describe, but he's very, like, out of it. Took a whole minute for me to do that. Boo earns. Okay, Walter is the only thing in here. I'm kind of curious. Can I call Ben from Frank's phone? The internet works. Here? Why? Anything juicy in here? There's a message from Ben Fleming and another from Rosetta Simmons. Who the hell is Rosetta Simmons? Still not returning her calls. Take care of yourself. Oh yeah, we know about this. It's Judy's mom. We seen all of these? Yeah, the signal. Okay, I don't know why I'm getting all this information again. Oh, interesting. Try to establish a connection between this person and Alexander K. Still too impulsive. But we already know that that's the case. All right, there we go. That's what I really need to have happen, was the world explode. Okay. Still with me, Mr. Harrow? Not funny. Move the bridge. And I just want to be clear that there's nothing else down this way. No. Okay. Go to the dock. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I do have to head to the K family ranch as well, but I figure the dock and then maybe Maxine to tell her about her father if we have time. Yeah, because we get here pretty early. Oh, but ironically, I'm going to need to walk from the roadblock in the other direction now, I guess. I also, like, still don't know whose sports car this is. Travis's? I guess it must be Travis's. No need to talk to Percy. 8:46 we arrive here. I can't enter the doctor's. Huh.
Are you ready to check in now, Mr. Harrow?
It's a little unexpected. I guess the K family ranch is where we got to go. All right, well, let's talk.
All right then. So, number 6. Wow. All right. I'm here if you need anything. Enjoy
Boom.
your stay, I guess.
I guess this is maybe just so I could charge Frank's phone if I need to. He has better posture in the sports car? That's very funny. Waking up in this truck is really screwing with my head. So how long is it going to take us to walk to the K family ranch? Ooh, not very long at all. The signal updated. But not with any real new information. There's no music. Can't I just ring the doorbell now and have him answer the door if he can hear me? Also, we wake up with bruises and like skin deep nicks now. Alex is not locked in his room during the entire loop after all. He seems to be occupied with something at the window. He's testing whether the bars are still secure. Most likely trying to figure out whether Walter used the window to go AWOL. As you watch him move around, you catch a glimpse of something. A gun tucked into his waistband. The gun. They gotta just barge in. I'm breathless. Just thinking about it makes me want to cry, scream. Steady now. Don't make a sound, or crying and screaming may become unnecessary. Right now, waiting is your only option. Give him some time to return to his room. We can't just, like, be like, hello, knock, knock. You know Alex has returned from his room. You can hear the music up there. Alex is not in his room the whole time. What if there's more to Judy's message? You don't even have to shoot your way through. You can sneak up to his room while he's wandering around the house, but in the next loop, you ran out of time for the exhibition in this one. Well, what happens if we knock on the door, though? Because it's only meant to take 20 minutes for the officer to show up. Start knocking.
Pops, what's the password for today?
Just open on up.
Hands up!
Raise your
Who the
hands.
fuck are you? What are you doing in my house? Who sent you?
This is Oasis Road 256. No.
Shut up. Let me think for a moment.
His eyes dart across your face, left, right, up, and down, and something in his gaze invokes deep dread in your gut. Then he repeats
Who
quietly.
sent you?
Jack John Lawson, Private Eye. Here on behalf of Coral Destiny.
I knew someone would come sooner or later. How the fuck did they discover I took it?
He waves his cannon around, emphasizing every word. My employers want to know if you're willing to sell your property. There's relief in his eyes, but only for a moment, then it's back to gun waving.
Sell the house? The last part of K land? Never. They'll have to bury us living or dead before we agree to that.
Wish I knew his secret. I got to drive a sports car once. After a couple hours, your back was killing you. Really wish we had a cosmic horror game in this vein. No real combat, but investigating and dialogue. I mean, there are some very good cosmic horror investigation games. I think the Sinking City just recently had a remake done of it.
Tell that to your bosses. Wait. How the fuck did you get into the house?
The door was left open, so...
And you think that working for Destiny just saves you from trespassing charges? Well, fucking think again. I'm gonna call Cousin Cody now. He'll settle this once and for all. Oh, yeah. Now, start fucking walking.
Okay. I got no problem with that.
Hey, cuz, listen. No, not like that. There's a motherfucker here, and I've got him under citizen's arrest. 20 minutes? All right. Yeah, of course.
Right, that's right on the button. 8:46. Can I just,
Shut the fuck up, pal. No, I'm not talking to you, cuz. The intruder...
Hands the call, grabs the hand cannon with both hands, never
Now
letting you out of the gun's sight. Oh, yeah, okay, we're just here to the end of the loop. That's fine. No biggies. I'm just looking not to get shot here. So he stole something from Coral Destiny. That's new. We actually didn't know that. But now we have a plan. Sneak into Alex's room. But we only have like 3 minutes inside of his room. part of me wants to like grab the gun first and then go into his room so that when he comes in, we can be like, surprise, mother trucker. Something like this, drawing on Lovecraftian mythos would be awesome. A submarine one is good, but it's old. A submarine Cthulhu game? I don't think I know that one. Once again, you see Alex absorbed in the activity of inspecting the window bars. Enter the study as soon as he leaves. Sneak, 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 sneak. Sneak, 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 sneak. Hide in the bathroom, spy on him from there. Go back to the study and spy on him from there. I feel like almost certainly the reason he has left his room is to go pee. You peer through the gap and left between the doors and watch him move around the room. Like, we know he's not coming back in here. He appears to be inspecting the house entrance door now. No doubt he's considering how Walter might have escaped. Since you have to pass through the living room, your only viable option is to wait for an opportunity to slip past. Steer into the carpet stripes. Footsteps fade away. He's probably in the kitchen. He is. You step on a stair and you hear a very loud creak. He heard you. Move anywhere now. Hide under the table. What table? That one? Press yourself against the column. We're pretty skinny.
Oh, quit messing around. You there?
Your cover is tiny, so tiny that your best move is to curl up as tightly as you can. Press your arms against your sides. You turn into a needle.
Stop fooling around and show yourself. This house is falling apart. Everything creaking to high heaven.
The sound of his voice tells you he's back in the kitchen. This is your chance. Get into his room now. Walk or sprint? Apparently we're sprinting. Well, that's going to draw his attention, so. Christy, good morning. Welcome on in. I'm still waiting on B Sinking City 2 currently. All right, we sprint to the room.
Stop! Stop right there!
You burst into the room and slam the door. The dust rises around you, resembling fog from a horror movie. Lock the door. Let's check if you can catch some signal at this time of the loop. Don't linger. Every moment counts. All right, well. No time to lose. Run the Freakmaster. The program boots up with a flicker of terminal code, then shows the list of save frequencies as you expected. CD comms.
Guiding light, mission log, day 52. Happy to report I'm still alive, though honestly, my steady diet of protein curry, pea stew, and oat and berry paste has seriously made me contemplate taking my own life.
This is basically what I eat every day.
Water recycling and oxygen regeneration systems are working within parameters, though I have to fiddle with them every now and again, and this still leaves me with free time, and a lot of free time.
I'm Frank again. Stretch out on the hood, light up another smoke, or say my ass is all cramped up, pace around a bit.
Left unoccupied, want it or not, my mind wanders back to Earth, and this is a dangerous journey. I mean, just one treacherous step away from plunging me back into the pit of despair, and I can't let that happen.
It's like 8:10 in the morning. How are we outside the gas station as Frank?
No. The pit is not a good place. You were trapped there almost forever. Until I got you out.
It's a paradox. I can't think of home, but I need to think about ways of getting home, so to stop myself from wandering, I focus on new mission parameters. I think, plan, then I flip the mental table and I do it all over again.
Frank?
What the hell is happening?
Fucking hell. You're not only interrupted, you're interrupted by Riley.
What's next? Will Ben and Fink jump out of the trunk and scream this is an intervention?
Frank?
It's not a matter of selecting the method. I mean, there's only one anyhow, and I have to take it. The slingshot maneuver. It's a matter of resources, or lack thereof.
Didn't even throw us a Christmas party last year? I guess I haven't. I owe Chad some parties for sure.
What are you... Oh, shit.
Oh, she finally gets it. Now let's focus on what's important.
Here's the thing. Guiding Light was 91% done with the Transmars injection protocol when the fuel injection system malfunctioned. This put the ship into an almost stable orbit with Mars. Almost.
Almost stable is good enough. Worked for us, buddy boy.
When I ejected the lander, it assumed the same trajectory as the rest of the ship, but it was further degraded by the explosions. As it stands right now, I'm in an anomalous Earth-Mars orbit, doomed to a perpetual circling, never to reach either planet. A loop, if you will.
Everybody's stuck in a loop. You're not doomed, Judy. You are not.
Here's the other thing. Because I'm sometimes forced to use my fuel for upkeep of the various systems I've built in this tin can, my reserves are at 71%. This is enough for a few controlled burns, yes, but that's it. Especially considering I'll have to save at least 12% of that fuel in order to survive the trip back from Mars to Earth.
That seems like you got a lot of fuel left.
She should have had more fuel by our calculations, right? Right. Something's off here.
These are the two key points, the cruxes of my issue. So here's the proposed solution. I've been going over these calculations I don't know how many times. I need to perform 2 burns and to be extremely careful about fuel efficiency.
Frank, we need to talk now.
The first one needs to correct my trajectory, get me in a stable orbit of Mars. The second will be tricky, much more so, as I need to escape Mars orbit, which will require a lot of fuel, maybe all of the fuel.
Can't you hear it's Judy, Riley?
Yeah, that did it. She bit her lips hard, but doesn't open them. Bravo.
Now, the first maneuver will affect the other. If I fuck up the first and get too close, I might not have enough fuel to get out of the planet's gravity well. Or if I don't course correct properly, I'll just shoot past the planet and get into an even worse trajectory. Still, the results of the model I built are conclusive enough that I'm willing to take the risks. Now I just have to stop doubting myself and pentuple check every single number. Again.
Isn't the whole valley regretting something? Or feared of something?
I'll record again later. Have to conserve power as much as possible.
Frank, please.
Alright. Guiding Light mission log day 54. Can't sleep, so I've decided to crunch some numbers. Again, I'm sick and tired of talking to the walls, so what the hell?
Great missing second lunch.
Let's waste some kilowatts and record this thing. At least I'll have a reference point for later to recheck the math if I need to. Fuck, if only the lander's main computer wasn't so limited in its functions, or if I was a better programmer, I could run some real simulations, but this will have to do.
I'm not mean to Chad. Chad's mean to me. I'm the one getting bullied here on the regular.
Listen, I know about Judy's message.
What? I don't believe you. Stop ruining the most important moment of my life. Nah, you're full of shite. Let me listen.
She'll start crunching numbers now, saying exactly how much fuel she has left. Just listen.
So, let's start with the basics. Right now, my fuel reserves are at 71%.
How does
I'll need the
Riley know
minimum
about
of
this?
12% to survive the Mars-Earth trip. So, this means the total fuel available is 59%. So far, so good.
Oh, this is some real astronaut math here.
She knew. She fucking knew. All this time.
Grab Riley's shoulders and shake her. How do you know about Judy's message?
Let me go, you jerk! I never said a word for exactly this reason. I heard the whole message when Judy's lander reached near Earth orbit. Like it did again. Just look at yourself. Imagine how you would have been if you'd known the entire time. Fucking hell, Frank. Even now you think she's alive. When you know that she couldn't be.
Hurt her. Rip out her tongue, pluck out her eyes, bite off her ear. Hurt her. Hurt her. Hurt her.
Oh, Rue, the day you ever return to the valley? No, that's too on point. You always wanted to tear Judy and me apart.
For fuck's sake, listen to yourself, Frank! You're fucking delusional. I introduced you to. I helped when you had issues. Why would I want to keep you away from her if she was even still alive?
She struggles. She hackles her hair, teeth bared. But she's in pain. More!
If only I can't bring myself to say the mean things here. If only I let you hang with those high school idiot friends of yours, now you'd be a junkie hobo like them.
Bastard. Bringing out shit from way back when? Real class act.
Let her have it. Let her have all of the pain you have suffered.
Jesus, man. Should have been you. You should have died in those flames. No, you know I dream every day that you went in that mission instead of Judy.
What happened to you? You're not Frank anymore. No. You're like some folktale demon of anger and grief.
That's it. That's it. Your toxic barrage has brought her down on the verge of tears, on the brink of crumbling. Fucking down. Now go for the jugular. Say that thing again. The same one you said, and you haven't spoken for 2 years.
Coral Destiny gave you that job only to have their token local astronaut. You didn't deserve it. You didn't earn it. And you were never good enough.
The sweet, succulent taste of revenge. When you take your hurt and spread it around like an emotional disease.
Jesus, Frank.
You really think that? I wondered back then if it was just a slip of the tongue, but no. You really think that?
Harsh, yeah.
Oh, for trans-Earth injection, fucking napkin math. Okay, initial mass after the first burn will be around 4,270 kilograms. On a delta V of approximately 2,050 meters per second, I'll need about 1,400 kilograms of fuel, I want to say, and the burn will last about a minute and a half. Fuck, that's almost 5 times the MOI burn time. After the burn, my mass will be around 2,870 kilograms, of which only 370 kilograms will be fuel reserves, or 12%.
Shit. Riley made us miss a part of Judy's message. Maybe the most important part.
Now shut up, Riley, and let me listen to Judy.
That's a thin, terrifying margin for error. Okay, if I execute both burns with maximum efficiency and no additional adjustments, I'll have enough fuel to get home. Barely enough, but enough. I don't want to think about what happens if I overburn. Okay. I can do this. Guiding light, mission log, day 74. The question has been killing me.
It's like
for the
20
last
days
week or
later.
so. I can't stop thinking about it, and yet I can't find an answer. It might sound like one of those fairy tale riddles that are designed to push you over the edge, so what's a doer to do when she's got nothing to do?
No, there's always something, my love. Something? Another simulation to run? Another calculation to check and recheck?
The only answer I got is nothing. Absolutely nothing, and that is driving me insane.
It'll pass. Must be the
Be
storm.
grateful you're holding Alex's best piece of equipment. Otherwise, Judy's signal might have been jammed by this storm noise.
Since I jury-rigged most of the additional life support systems, they need small repairs every now and then. But besides that, and scrubbing the filters, which is super time-consuming because I have so little water and power to spare, there's little else to occupy my free time. I've even tried cooking in an improv kitchen, combining different food pouches, but somehow the meals taste even worse. So, yeah, I gave up on that. That leaves me with the calculations for the burns and my paper simulation. And that's a no-go. Every time I check the numbers now, a worm of doubt starts gnawing in my mind, and I can't have that. I have to trust the plan, trust the science behind it.
What's with this thing? We glare at the receiver.
Must be the battery, buddy boy.
For fuck's sake. Who knew that space flight would entail so much free time? Ugh, I swear. If I knew I would be stuck in a lander for months, I would have brought my Zenith Mini on that damn EVA and just drowned myself in gaming. Fuck conserving power.
No. We need to conserve power. Conserve!
All of this leaves me with only one option. To think of home. Of the people I left behind that probably think I'm dead. But if I even start to unravel that coil, my heart clenches and I feel the weight of all this endless void on my chest, so I can't go down that rabbit hole. Not now, not ever.
There's a reason sending a human to Mars is not even in the books.
Frank.
Got a lot to do still.
Sir Frank a lot.
Ignore Smiley Riley.
More like Cryly Riley.
There's only the now, and there's only the version of future in which I return home. I've decided to record the answer to my own riddle, to sear it into my mind. The doer needs to become the waiter. No other solution. Let's not waste any more power now. Guiding light, mission log, day 162.
Whoa.
Mars orbit insertion successfully performed 2 days ago. Fuel burn was optimal at 12%. This will be a different beast, though I should really conserve power. I've decided to record this moment for posterity.
We'll have 12 children. All of them will know these messages, your moments of victory, by heart.
Fast approaching the planet. Velocity 7.34 kilometers per second. That's not the only reason. I need to stay focused now, and talking to these metal walls just doesn't do it for me anymore.
The battery failing here doesn't really like match what's happening. Battery's dying. Drive to the motel for a replacement.
Fast, or we'll lose Judy. Again.
This is where he
To the
crashes.
best of my knowledge, the course correction maneuver I executed 2 weeks ago was a success. Though it did burn more fuel than I hoped, telemetry suggests I'm still on a viable course for a slingshot. All my trajectory readings are on point.
Frank, wait! You'll get yourself killed!
And now, for the real deal. Trajectory check.
Geez, Riley, wear a helmet.
Expected periapsis, 120 kilometers. Delta V budget, 20 seconds. Computer, start countdown. Fuel check at 65%. Attitude control system, aligned at 0, all 3 axes. Gyroscope stabilizers.
I thought we were at 12%.
No unexpected drift. Pitch and yaw meters, stable.
Frank, stop, for fuck's sake! You're too disturbed to drive.
Thrusters, engaged. You better work, motherfucker. Engine temp approximately 210 degrees, within parameters. Delta V readout 7.40, 7.48. Good. Fuel rapidly falling. 48%, 46%. Shit. Delta V readout 7.5, 7.53. Rechecking orbital trajectory display. I'm not gonna fucking make it.
I guess Riley's heard this message, so she knows what's happened. Gotta get me more Delta V.
Fuel recheck 40%, falling fast. Shit. I'm getting too close to Mars, and I don't have enough fuel to get out of the planet's gravity well. Good morning, burn.
Stop, fucking Anderson. Stop, Frank.
Fuck.
Screw you, Riley. Screw you. Give her the finger.
Maybe I should just open that airlock and be done with all of this.
What the? You piece of shit!
Mission day, I think it's 181. Yeah. I've been
Yikes, man.
mostly sleeping for the past couple of weeks. There are some bottles of Zincodin in the medicine box, and to be honest, even the dreamless void inside me is better than the real void outside. You know, habit is a fucked up thing. Even though I wanted to shrivel up and die, I still ate that horrible chickpea stew. Still pissed in bags, still recycled every last drop of it. Still scrubbed filters like I'll live in this tin can for 1,000 years.
Eat, drink, you need to stay strong until I save you.
I couldn't get myself to record anything earlier. Didn't know what would even be the point. I let my pride rule me by recording the burn. And I'll have proof of my success, you know? A statement of my genius. Judith Resnick, the brilliant problem solver. What I have instead is just a reminder of what a fool I was. Am.
Cussing in front of poor Mona. I mean, Judy is swearing a lot.
Always so hard on yourself.
So's Frank.
You have to stop whipping yourself, love.
By now, this is all just ramblings of a broken down woman, and nobody in Coral Destiny's Star Command is interested in that, right? So, why am I recording this? Because I have to stop being selfish. I was so laser focused on getting out of this shit loop that I haven't really been thinking about what I left behind. Who I left behind. I didn't dare to think, and right now, I have to. Though it still breaks my heart. Frank, I've never met anybody who had more resolve than you. Life threw shit after shit at you, and you just kept shrugging it off and going on. That's why I fell in love with you. The unbreakable man. I'm sure there are scars, but as you said, they're just a testament of the shit we've been through.
I love you too, Judy.
Thinking of you and how you would approach this made me get up. Made me clean myself after 2 weeks. Made me put up that flipped mental table and start planning again.
Why wouldn't Riley want him to hear this?
You were also our guiding light. in our darkest of nights.
Yes, the fuel is insufficient. Yes, my trajectory is shit. Yes, my vector of approach is abysmal. But there must be a way out of this shit. Must be. And I'm gonna stop this train wreck of thoughts now. Judy out.
I'm coming, my love, I'm coming. As Judy's voice is scrambled into the signal's interference, so is the vision. You find yourself back in Alex K's room. So it's recording and has been broadcasted before. When Judy's lander was closer to Earth. Now it's close again, and that's why we can catch the signal. And Riley heard the message before. Most likely without interference. She hid it from Frank. And Judy can't be alive. With the lack of resources she mentions, not for that long. I gotta get my hands on the whole message. How do you intend to do that now that Riley is out of your reach? One thing's for sure, you're not getting out of this room until 8:47 p.m. Spoilers, River Song won't let me say. You know I love a good Firefly reference. Boom. So it's not so much that there's possible alternative worlds. Though, I mean, it still doesn't explain the time loop and why we're waking up in the truck now. But we snuck into Alex's room. Good idea to ask about Riley and her time working here. I suppose the answer to that is to go talk to the Coral Destiny lady. So we'll head to the old mine. Yeah, the biolab, yeah. Yeah, you're right. His posture is a lot better in the sports car. I mean, he still definitely has the crooked chicken neck, but yeah, I don't know. At the same time, don't we all? Dana will let you in as soon as you ring the extravagantly super high-tech intercom. I'd like to come in, please.
It's not exactly a screw coral.
Hiya! And don't you worry about the chemicals. They are all organic in origin.
Can you tell me about your coworker, Riley Anderson?
As of a couple of days ago, ex-coworker, mind you. I never collaborated with her professionally as my work is independent of most of the company. But personally, I'm sorry she decided to leave us. Most of Coral Destiny's employees truly believe the company pitch, and it makes them behave like a cult. Riley wasn't like that.
What did she do here?
She trained to be a colonist, which means everything. Kidding, but not really. Every future Martian needs to be a jack of all trades, capable of filling almost any role temporarily or permanently. Every irreplaceable individual is a danger to the colony, which means that Riley went through a variety of training courses, from comms to advanced first aid to mech engineering and robotics, basic hydroponics.
So the only time she could have heard a message from space was during comms training.
Yes? It's possible even afterwards. Every future colonist is on rotational duty in Star Command's comms center. But who do you think Riley heard? Aliens?
Message from Judy Resnick. Give her the look.
Unfortunately, the whole shift heard Resnick's last message before the guiding light exploded, before Judy went EVA. Must have been horrible for Riley. To hear what would become the last words of her friend without being able to respond, say goodbye.
Oh, so what we heard before was her on the way back, I guess. That makes some sense. It's clear she doesn't know anything about the Judy's message. Oh, okay, then never mind. Do you know anything else about Rue Valley?
Little.
Her past?
She had a tragic life. Her father died before she was even born. Her mother died in an accident when Riley was 12 years old. That would break most people, but not Riley. Tough as titanium nails, that one. What remained of her family contributed to keeping her sane, surely. Frank, an older brother, and the people that practically adopted both of them and gave them a home, the Flemings, Benjamin especially, he was like the dad Riley never had. The Flemings are the people who own the Rue Valley Motel, you know?
It's lucky that she's even sane. If you'd have led such a life, you would have become well on your way to becoming black cotton
But,
soil.
as I said, Riley is tough as nails. That's why she would be an amazing colonist. A pity, really.
Do you think he's 1 1/4 to 3 or a 10 to 2 driver, or rests one hand on the bottom of the steering wheel? I think he's a 10 to 2. Yeah, I got that like white knuckle grip.
No,
All
thank
right.
you.
Thank you very
I
much.
don't have many chances to gossip with somebody who doesn't know everybody else around here.
So, Benjamin? You're going to be my next guest. Ben, you and Riley were close. It's important we talk about her. He stares at you with empty eyes, glassy, like he's on the verge of bursting into tears. Hello, you there? About Riley. Your efforts only lead to one thing, tears. He starts sobbing like he's been trying to hold back the flood. Maybe hearing Riley's name makes him cry? What a superpower to hear her name and break down. Still only one way to be sure. What's wrong? Are you crying? Is it because I mentioned Riley?
Riley, yeah. I saw her recently.
He lets out a sigh like something between a sound like something between a laugh and a groan.
We talked like we hadn't in so long. It really moved me.
Why hadn't you spoken for so long?
Never enough time. There was always pressing matters, and time just slips away.
One hand on the wheel, one on the mobile, like the youth. The question stirs him again, and he cries a bit, settles down like he remembers something.
It gets easier here when I come to Dana.
Easier
She
how?
offers me a hand of salvation, makes my life better, or less dark. Yeah, it feels good at first, but then it all turns black and starts sinking deeper.
Could mean anything from wrapping her in experimental plants to washing him in the nutrient-rich waters. What is this hand of salvation? Well, it's obviously some sort of drug. What makes it better? Does it make you better or worse?
Yeah, exactly that.
Both, I guess. He goes silent, staring ahead, withdrawn and unreachable. Anyway, about Riley. His eyes fills with tears, just the sound of her name stabs him like a knife. She's the one I need to ask about. You need to figure out this one out. He's in no state to talk about her now. At least the culprit is clear, the hand of salvation that Dana keeps feeding him. All right. Well, let's go talk to Dana then. We only have a minute left. Libby, how you doing?
It's not exactly.
Accept calls. If the calls play through the car, not your phone. Well, you got a little hands-free then. What do we got in here? Ben Fleming. Make sure Ben is not on drugs. You have to stop her from doing that.
Yes?
Listen, whatever you're giving Ben, it's not helping. Quite the opposite. It's hurting him.
What nonsense is this? He's never complained about any side effects.
I'm telling you, it's devastating him emotionally.
This isn't about whether I believe you, it's about facts and evidence. So whatever you think is happening to Ben can't be real. Impossible.
This isn't going anywhere. You need a different angle. Persuade Dana that the drug is harming Ben. Well, I'm very sensitive, dramatic, and guilt-ridden. Too sensitive, in fact, one might say. I don't think I've passed a single one of these checks. Show your empathetic side, that you feel the depths of Ben's personal hell, that you really care. I can literally sense the sorrow and horror Ben is going through while under the influence. Her eyes betray a complex of confusion and curiosity as she casts a quick glance towards your own, checking if you're high right now.
What do you mean, literally? You have a connection to Ben? Or something?
Maybe it's you who lacks empathy since you don't feel anything at all?
So, I'm the problem now?
I wouldn't call you the problem, but you're definitely not helping with the solution.
Maybe the real problem is that you're missing a screw in your head telling me such nonsense.
Rude.
Let's drop this story. I've got serious work to do and no time to waste on this nonsense.
Your words don't matter. She simply can't feel what you feel. You have to try something else entirely. Dig out something about Ben to show her I truly care, or find something about her that will break this non-empathetic cocoon. Wow, we know a lot about Ben. Whatever you do, she needs to take you seriously, not an empathetic clown. Boom. Whoosh. Broom. Move the branch, leave the car. Here I thought we were getting out of this loop here this morning. I mean, we kind of got out of part of the loop, but not the whole thing. We got more to explore and more to figure out. So we're going to have to save it for one more episode. That's going to be it for now. Come back, join us in the next one. Until then, bye-bye.